Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Just welcome to my channel if you're new here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about AI, because I've never actually done a video on it. I see all these other people talking about it. It's been going on for years as AI gets better and better. And I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video about what I think of it. The short answer is I'm against it. I don't really much like it. The long answer, well, before I get into the long answer, I do want to apologize for sounding groggy again and possibly sniffling a little bit, because this congestion just don't want to leave me alone. But anyway, long answer on AI. When it first came out, I thought, oh, this is fun, it's a fun little thing. I wasn't going to use it for full-fledged art because that would make no sense. Nobody drew the thing. But, it's just be fun to, put your art in there and see, draw this in the style of, see what it looks like in a different style. I never end up doing that because all these AIs cost money, and I'm like, I'm just not even gonna bother. But it'd be kind of interesting to see what it can do. Now I wouldn't dare put my art into that machine, but that's what I was originally thinking. I know I would use it for, would just be draw this or create this as like a realistic portrait or a photo or in a different art style. And I was thinking maybe you could use it for like, not necessarily reference, but for inspiration, because maybe sometimes you have art block and the AI might mash things together in a way you wouldn't think of. But the thing is with AI, it cannot generate anything cohesively and clearly. So even if you did generate, like, let's say an outfit, a special fantasy outfit for inspiration, you'd have to fix it a lot, make it layer right, make it make some sort of sense, because it's not going to make sense when AI spits it out. Now, my original thought was I would use it for landscapes, because I suck at landscapes, like doing big fantasy landscapes. It's just like, I figured I would generate an image for a fantasy landscape, and then I would just use it as like a sketch, and then draw over it, and add things, omit things, and stuff like that. But honestly, it's not that hard to do without using AI, so like, anyway, that was like my original thought, to use it kind of like as an inspiration more than anything, and also it's just be fun to play with. Now that AI's gotten even better, my view on it pretty much does not change. I honestly wouldn't even use it for inspiration at this point either, though, because like I said, you're gonna have to fix it either way. AI can't hardly generate anything properly or cohesively. So like I said, if you're generating for an outfit, the outfit, it might look cool from a distance or if you don't look at the details. But once you start looking at the details, you can notice how much it doesn't make sense. So you're gonna have to fix it anyway. Well, what I was thinking I would use it as like my inspiration, and I would just completely draw a whole new piece and use it. And then you'd still have to make it make sense, though. You probably have to draw over the AI generated image, try to make it make sense so you can draw it into your own image, At that point, just go get a bunch of different references and put them in like a mood board, collage board, whatever, Pinterest board, and use them and mash them together yourself, So honestly, at this point, I feel like AI is just a toy. It's just a toy, something to play around with. Because, don't get me wrong, I would kind of like to see how my art would look like in a Studio Ghibli style. Like I said, I ain't gonna put my art in that machine, though, because it'll just scrape it. It's already scraping it because I post my art on the internet. But I ain't gonna give it an advantage and put it in the machine. But, like, I'm not gonna do that. But, like if I did, it would be just for fun, It would be just for fun, just to see. And then I maybe would post it on the internet, maybe I wouldn't. I would just say, hey, it was just for fun. I'm not really gonna use this for anything, I'm not gonna make a business out of turning people's images into this or anything like that. I don't know what people are doing with these days, and not just Studio Ghibli, other styles. But the thing is, I could try to do it on my own. I'm really terrible at imitating styles. I haven't really tried. I've tried like maybe a couple times. But if I'm bad, I am bad at a human is bad at imitating styles. That AI ain't getting it spot on either. So, and a lot of times when I see these Studio Ghibli style pictures, they look kind of bland, Like, I feel like if a person was really good at imitating art styles and like an actual artist drew it, you would have more personality to it. Like, all these images that be spitting out that I would see in my Twitter timeline, it's gonna be they look the same face, I guess you could say. And so I feel like if the artist was actually have drawn it, they could add some little details to make the person actually look like them, if that makes sense. Well, all that the AI generator kind of spits out, it's kind of like all like samey same, if that makes sense. Like I said, if a real artist was to do style imitation, they would be able to make it look like the person and Studio Ghibli at the same time. In a way, they'd be able to like add those little details. The AI can't do that. It doesn't bother to do that. That's the thing, because it's an AI. It's not a human. Also, guys, tell me, is it Studio Ghibli or Ghibli? I don't never know if I'm pronouncing that right. I always say Ghibli, as you can see. But anyway, you know what really gets me though about AI? It's not even the AI itself necessarily, but the people who support it. These people be dissing on artists, saying that they're lazy and they're pathetic for honing this craft. But like, it's like, either like, why bother, taking a whole day or 3 days or whatever, 3 hours to draw an image when you can just generate it in 3 seconds using AI? Well, I hate to break it to you people, but without these artists who honed their skill and got as good as they are, and with all these unique styles, your AI would not exist. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. AI can't generate things on its own. It's trained and it's programmed using things that already exist, and that is our art that we already drew. So if we didn't hone our skills to this level, your AI wouldn't exist. I'm sorry. So don't go calling us lazy and pathetic. And it's just, and I guarantee you, to all these people who say that the AI can make a better image, that's not true at all. I guarantee you that a real artist's drawing will always have way more emotion, way more heart and soul, and way more thought and effort into it. It'll have all that behind it compared to what a generator can generate. Because the AI can't put thought behind things. It can't think about composition. It can't feel the emotion behind the eyes. It can't add decorative brush strokes, Just because everything's smoother and overly blended in the AI image doesn't mean it necessarily make it better. Sometimes those rough brush strokes, that painterly style, little like shaky lines and stuff, sometimes that just adds to the drawing. It doesn't take away from it. Some people, they don't overblend for a reason. And it's just, whatever a human can make is always going to be 20 times better, 100 times better than what an AI can do. Just for the pure thought and emotion and feeling that, and like effort that goes behind it. AI can't put any of that into their image. It's no effort. It's a mindless robot. And so, I don't know what to think if you think AI can make better images than humans. And there's always going to be something about the AI image that it generates. It might look highly detailed and perfect to the untrained eye and from a distance, but if you look closely, you'll see the anatomy is wonky, or these lines don't make sense, or things are merging into each other when they really shouldn't, An artist is always going to be putting thought behind things. And this doesn't just go for visual artists. This goes for like authors and musicians too, because the AIs that generate from these things, they also couldn't exist without real people. If these people didn't write all these stories, if they didn't write all these articles, if they didn't write all these, just anything, even like recipes and stuff, AI would have nothing to pull from. And same with music. If these people didn't create this music, AI would have nothing to pull from. And like I said, with visual art, whatever the AI can spit out is always going to be 20 times more heartless and soulless and robotic than whatever a person can put out. And like when you're asking that search engine AI about something, it's just straight up quoting from websites. And that means, from what people actually wrote and spent time writing. The AI is just compiling it in one spot for you. Which, in a way is nice, but just don't think that AI came up with those words on its own, because it did not. And it better be linking you to where its sources, because, what if you want to read that whole article? The AI is only taking a snippet. But anyway, that's also what I'm trying to say, The AIs, they wouldn't exist without the real people. And the real people, they put the thought and the time and the effort behind it, and the heart behind it, because a lot of these people, they do these things because they enjoy it. I'm a visual artist, but a lot of times I do this because I enjoy it. Sorry, my voice is going out, but I do this because I enjoy it. Sure, do I get art block? I do get art block sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel in it. Sometimes I do have to force myself to draw. But still, once I get into it, and I'm like, I really love how this drawing is turning out, but also not just how it turns out, but I like the process of drawing it. The process of drawing it is just, it's fun. I don't know how to explain it, guys. The only way I can think about it, like explaining it, is if you're a musician and you're playing your instrument and you know, you get lost in it. I get lost in the process of drawing. That's why I always feel like when this is when I'll be watching movies, or you're just watching someone on YouTube or something playing like an instrument, and you can just tell they just got transported to another world. And I'm like, I kind of know what that feels like, because sometimes I feel like that too. I'm glued to my screen when I'm working on my digital piece, and I'm just like, this feeling of like ecstasy, dare I say. I don't know, it's just, I'm just really enjoying myself. It's really therapeutic, I guess, in a way. And like, it's like I got transported to another place until someone comes in and interrupts my thoughts, interrupts my zone, you know? So I kind of get being in the zone. And but anyway, all that to say, AI does not experience these things when it's creating these images or these writings and this music. It's not feeling that. While a person is feeling this feeling of, like I said, being transported to the world of their craft. They're feeling, the heart and soul is connected to this. Okay, so the AI has no heart and soul. Now I know you may be thinking that, you know, well, I used AI for like a voiceover every now and again. Now I'm hoping that the AI in Wondershare Filmora, which is what I use to make my videos, I'm hoping that these AI voices were created using actors who willingly participated. I'm so hoping that they are willing participants of giving their voice up to these AI recordings or AI voices to use for voiceovers. I hate using the AI for voiceover. I really do. I found a couple voices that I feel like sound kind of human, but like they're still very fake. They still can't really intonate how I like, and I don't really like using them. But in my current situation, sometimes I don't have the nice peaceful like time, like peace and quiet to record in, and so like I'm always apologizing to you guys because I sound groggy because I have to do this early in the morning before everyone else wakes up, because that's the only like peace and quiet I can get to record. And even then, these walls are not very soundproof because it's a little trailer, guys. So as much as I dislike AI, as much as I hate it, I don't really like using the AI voiceover, but sometimes I kind of have to. And like I said, I'm hoping that I sure hope, because well, at least big companies nowadays, I don't know what to think of them, but I'm hoping Wondershare was nice enough to at least, you know, hire people to give up their voice for this, you know, but you never know. But that's why I try not to use it as much as possible. If I can't do a voiceover, then I just don't do one, or unless I really, really, really want to do a voiceover for that video, then I might use the AI if I'm not able to make one myself. Otherwise, I basically have to wait for like certain days. Like there's only like 2 days where I can really get up early in the morning and record, but I get up early every day for work, and sometimes I just want to sleep in, guys. Sometimes I just want to sleep in. I don't want to get up this early. But anyway, that's that. I really don't like using it, but when I really want a voiceover on a video and I am unable to record one in time for me to, you know, post it, I'll use the AI, but I don't really like using it. I really don't. Anyway, just want to say that. Alright, I think I rambled on enough. I went a little all over the place. I tried to stay a little bit organized. I kind of planned out how I was going to say this beforehand. But basically, to me, AI is just a toy. It's something to have fun with. But in this day and age, I'm not even going to dare put my art in there because I don't want to scrape it more than it already has. But it's just a toy. It's just a for fun thing. And I'm sorry if you think that AI is better than a real artist because they could do it faster and it's supposedly better. But I'm sorry. All these AIs would not exist without these artists who have honed their crafts for years. Because AI cannot make anything on its own. It has to pull from what people have already made. And if we didn't hone our craft, your AI wouldn't exist. Also, whatever an AI spits out is never going to be as good as what a human could make. Because people, real people, they put time, they put effort, they put heart, they put soul, and they put care into their pieces. AI is unable to do any of that, so it's just going to spit out slop. And this doesn't just go for visual art. This goes for any kind of art that you're trying to use AI to generate. a real person had to have honed their craft and wrote or composed or drawn something for your AI to even exist. So please stop dissing on real artists, okay? Because without us, your AI wouldn't even be a thing. You should be thankful to us for honing our crafts like we did. Anyway, yes, AI is just a toy. That's basically my stance on this. And what really makes me hate AI is the people who are for AI more than anything. I'm gonna be real. These people who keep saying that it's gonna take your jobs and whatever. And even these big companies be using AI, guys. And I mean, as if these big companies aren't soulless and heartless enough. They're not gonna hire a real person to put effort into their projects. They're gonna use AI. Make it make sense, guys. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm going off again. I hope you all enjoyed this video. As of this recording, I don't know what I'm gonna put as the background of this video. I'll probably draw something. Hey, editing night here. I did end up deciding on what to put in the background of this video. It's basically me speed paint and me drawing a reference for an OC of mine, Rosequin, aka Quen. And this is a reference, so it's going to just be flat colored. No background, no nothing. And Rosequin basically was a OC I made for like a roleplay, because me and some online friends were gonna do like a roleplay. Never really came to fruition, but I still have him in case we ever do kind of get around to it. But he's kind of just your basic elf, because this is gonna be like a fantasy themed roleplay. Kind of, I won't say inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. I think we're basing off something else. I don't know, but it was gonna be like a fantasy inspired, not inspired, fantasy themed roleplay. So of course I made an elf character because I have to play an elf. I always love elves. And like I said, he's pretty much your basic elf, except instead of like a ranger, he's a healer. So yeah, he basically, you know, he can make any kind of tonic or a remedy in any kind of form, like, you know, a potion, tea, soup, food, a pill, whatever. He can pretty much brew it up, and I figured as a byproduct of this, he probably knows how to cook a lot too. I don't know if I really had much of a backstory for him. I think the really only thing I can remember is that I think I had it where his family has been healers for generations. And then for his weapon, I don't know if I had something set in stone. I was kind of thinking now I'm just going to give him dual daggers and a bow. Yeah, I know I'm very boring. Just basic elf weapons. But yeah, so anyway, that's just a little bit about this character. That's what's going to end up being in the background of this. And yeah, editing night out. Alright, I think I'm kind of going off again, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and you can kind of, that's like my stance on AI. I basically am not for it. And like I said, the better it gets, the more irritating it gets, if that makes sense. Like I said, to me it's just a for fun thing. It's just a toy, so why are you spending so much time developing this toy? And like I said, it's basically stealing from real people, like real artists. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all agree with me on this, but I mean, you can let me know down in the comments. More than likely, if this video takes off, I'm gonna get all those AI stands in my comments, like whatever. I already said my piece. And as of this recording, I don't know what I'm going to be putting in the background of this video. I'm probably going to draw something really quick and put it in there. So like, I kind of feel like at times like these, when I don't really have anything prepared, I do kind of rush through a drawing, I'll admit, but it's still better than AI, trust me. The AI has no process of drawing. At least with a real artist, you can see the process. It's so fun, guys. I don't know. If you were thinking about drawing or learning to draw, I would say do it, because it's so fun. And you can create your own characters and bring them to life, and you don't have to worry about them looking wonky because you're using an AI generator, you know? And yes, in the beginning, maybe your art's gonna look a little bit meh, but everyone's been there, okay? I've been there. You don't want to see my art from when I was like really young and first really started drawing. It was terrible. It was bad. I drew like every other 5-year-old, every other 8-year-old. My art wasn't good. Okay, so just know, pretty much every artist starts here unless you're an extreme prodigy, or prodigy, however you say it. But every artist starts out drawing bad, okay? So don't feel bad, and just keep in mind that I know AI seems a little bit scary, especially if you're a newer artist or you're just thinking about going to that. But even if your art is, you know, it's beginner or it's intermediate, or you're like, I'm not as good as these other people, it's still 100% better than AI, okay? Just keep that in mind. So don't let the AI get you down. I'm going off again. So for real this time, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please try not to, don't be mean, okay, if this video happens to get a lot of attention. And yeah, like I said, I can't really say anything about the drawing in the background because I don't know what I'm gonna put in the background of this recording, but I still hope you enjoy it. And I do have a Zazzle and a Redbubble store. If you guys want to go check that out, I'll put links to those in the description. And if you did like this video, or you agree with me, please do give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps out the channel. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. I'm sorry for kind of rambling, but yeah, bye bye.